The ship drifted quietly through the endless black of space, its hull glowing faintly under the light of distant stars. Commander Lyra Vance stood at the observation deck, staring at the small blue dot below. Earth. The planet that humans were told was new to the galaxy. A fresh species, as the Galactic Council had called them. But something about it felt wrong. Lyra had always believed in the Council's words. Humans were new explorers, learning the galaxy slowly. But today, a strange signal had reached their ship, coming from deep inside Earth's crust. It wasn't a normal transmission. It was old, very old. And it carried a warning that chilled her blood. "Commander, the readings are off the charts," said Kale, the ship's science officer, his eyes wide as he stared at the glowing holographic screen. Strange patterns of energy flickered across it, pulsing like a heartbeat. "This isn't human technology. Not anything we've ever seen." Lyra's hand rested lightly on the railing. Her mind raced. Could it be alien? She asked quietly, though she feared even speaking the word aloud. Kale shook his head. "No, it's Earth. Our Earth. But not the way we know it. Whoever or whatever made this, they didn't leave it for us to find. It's a warning." A shiver ran down Lyra's spine. The Council had said humans were new. But if Earth had left a warning, humans had to be older. Far older than anyone admitted. The thought was dangerous. Even questioning the Council could mean exile, or worse. She turned back to the observation window. The blue planet spun slowly, clouds drifting across its surface. From here, it looked calm, peaceful. But the signal told another story. A story hidden deep below the oceans, under mountains, beneath the cities humans had built without knowing. "Prepare a descent team," Lyra ordered. Her voice was steady, but her heart pounded. "We go to the source. We find out what's really down there." The team suited up. Kale carried the scanning equipment, while the others, Engineer Toma and Security Officer Rhea, checked their weapons and tools. They didn't speak much. Everyone could feel the weight of what they were about to uncover. As the shuttle left the ship, the silence of space was replaced by the roar of the atmosphere. Earth's surface rushed up to meet them, green and blue, forests and oceans spread like a mosaic below. Yet none of it prepared them for what they found. The signal led them to an uncharted region of the Amazon. Dense forest stretched for miles, untouched by human hands, or so they thought. As they landed, Kale's scanner went wild. The readings were stronger here. "It's underground," Kale whispered, almost afraid to speak. "We need to dig." They found a hidden entrance, covered by thick roots and vines. It looked natural at first, but the patterns in the stone were too precise, too deliberate. Someone, or something, had built it. Lyra led the way. Torchlight cut through the darkness, revealing walls carved with strange symbols. They didn't look like any human language she had ever seen. The air was thick, heavy with dust and something else. A metallic tang, like blood, mixed with the scent of damp stone. "Commander, look at this," Kale said, pointing to a large mural. It showed humans, yes, but not like the humans they knew. Taller, stronger, moving among strange machines, living in cities that floated above forests and oceans. And in the corner, a star, the same star system they now traveled from, glowed with warning signs etched around it. Lyra felt her stomach tighten. This is impossible," she breathed. "Humans lived here long before the Council said they existed. This is a history erased." A sudden noise echoed through the cavern. Something moved in the shadows. Rhea raised her weapon, eyes scanning. "We're not alone," she said, her voice low but firm. Before anyone could respond, the ground trembled. Dust fell from the ceiling. The murals shook, and the symbols on the walls began to glow faintly. The signal, they had followed it here, but now it seemed alive, responding to their presence. Kale stepped forward, scanning. "The energy, it's reacting to us. I think it wants us to see something, or warns us to leave." Lyra clenched her fists. We don't leave. Not now. Not after what we found. If humans were here before, we need to know why. Who they were. And why their history was hidden. As they moved deeper into the cavern, the walls opened into a massive chamber. At the center stood a pedestal, and on it, a device unlike anything they had ever seen. It pulsed with a blue light, synchronized with the signal that had brought them here. Strange, alien symbols rotated around it, almost like it was breathing. Kale approached, hesitant. This could rewrite everything we know about humanity. About Earth. Lyra took a deep breath. She stepped closer, reaching for the device. The moment her fingers brushed its surface, a voice echoed, not in their ears, but inside their minds. A whisper from the past. You were not supposed to find this. Earth is not yours alone. The truth will change everything. The words faded, leaving silence and a sense of dread heavier than the darkness around them. Lyra stepped back, her heart racing. The discovery was only the beginning. Whoever had left this warning had disappeared, but their message remained. And now, humans were no longer new. They were part of something much older. Something far more dangerous. Above ground, the jungle seemed peaceful again, hiding the secrets buried below. But Lyra knew one thing. Once the truth about Earth was revealed, nothing would ever be the same. And someone, or something, was watching them, waiting for the moment when humans would uncover the rest. The adventure had begun. The jungle seemed calm again, but the team could feel it. Something watched them from above, hidden among the thick canopy. Commander Lyra Vance glanced around, her instincts screaming that they were not alone. Every shadow seemed alive, every rustle of leaves a warning. Kale studied his scanner again. The device they had found underground continued to emit a faint signal. It's still active, he said, worry in his voice. Even from down here, it's calling us, pulling us somewhere. Lyra frowned. Then we follow it. We need answers. If humans were here before, we cannot ignore it. The team moved carefully through the dense forest. Each step was heavy, the soil soft under their boots. Strange sounds echoed around them, low growls, clicks, and whispers that seemed almost human. The deeper they went, the more Lyra felt that Earth itself was alive, as if the planet remembered the humans who had walked its surface long before. Hours passed, and the signal grew stronger. Eventually, they came to a cliff overlooking a vast valley. The valley was unlike anything they had ever seen. Giant structures rose from the ground, not ruins, but perfectly preserved buildings, covered in vines yet glowing faintly with energy. The patterns matched the murals in the cavern. Someone, or something, had left this place untouched for centuries. Kale gasped. It's a city, underground somehow, but it's above ground too. How is this possible? Toma, the engineer, scanned the structures. These buildings, they're not natural. They're built with materials we don't have. And the energy, it's alive. It responds to presence, like the device. Rhea tightened her grip on her weapon. And I bet it doesn't like us being here. Lyra took a deep breath. We have to go down. The signal leads there. Answers are waiting. They found a narrow passage carved into the cliffside, hidden by thick roots and rocks. It led them to a stairway descending deep into the valley. As they moved down, the walls glowed faintly, showing more symbols. Unlike the murals, these were moving, forming patterns that looked like maps or warnings. Kale paused. Commander, look at this. These symbols, they show humans, traveling through space, but also fighting something. Something huge. Something we don't understand. Lyra frowned. Do they show allies, or enemies? Kale shook his head. I can't tell. But there's one symbol that repeats. It looks like a warning sign. A circle broken by jagged lines. It's everywhere. The deeper they went, the louder the signal became. Soon, they reached a massive chamber, larger than any cathedral they had seen. At the center, a giant machine hummed with energy. It pulsed like a heartbeat, synchronized with the device in the cavern above. Toma stepped forward, studying it. This is not just a machine. It's alive, in some way. It reacts to us, to our thoughts, maybe even to our emotions. Before Lyra could respond, the chamber shook violently. Dust and small rocks fell from the ceiling. A low roar echoed through the walls, growing louder with each second. Shadows moved in the corners, shapes that were bigger than any human. They moved with purpose, circling the chamber. Rhea raised her weapon. We need to defend ourselves. Now. Lyra's hand went up. Wait. Let's see what it wants. We didn't come this far to fight blindly. The shadows stopped, as if listening. Then, one figure stepped forward. It was humanoid, taller than any human, with glowing eyes and a metallic sheen to its skin. Its voice was not spoken, it resonated inside their minds. Why have you come? You were not meant to find this. The truth is dangerous. Do you have the courage to face it? Lyra swallowed hard. We want to know who we really are. Humans are not new. We have a history here. We need answers. The figure tilted its head, considering them. Many cycles have passed. Your people were scattered, forgotten. The galaxy believes you are young, untested, a new species. But the truth is buried. Only the brave will uncover it. Only the willing will survive. Kale stepped forward, trembling. Survive? What do you mean? Is there a danger waiting? The figure extended a hand toward the machine at the center. Energy flowed from it, spreading into the walls, illuminating the entire chamber. Symbols and images flashed before their eyes, humans in battles across galaxies, cities rising and falling, strange machines, and creatures that looked like nightmares. The danger comes from those who erased your history, the figure said. They fear what you can become. They fear the return of humans who remember. You have awakened the memory of Earth. And now, they will come. Lyra's heart pounded. They. Who are they? The figure did not answer. Instead, it placed an orb of energy in front of her. Images of stars, ships, and humans flashed within it. She saw her own face, older, in places she had never been. She saw humans building civilizations in other systems long before they were supposed to. The past is alive, the figure said. And it will guide you, if you survive the trials ahead. Remember this, humans were never meant to be new. The galaxy hides the truth. And now, the truth hunts you. The chamber trembled again, louder this time. The shadows moved faster, circling closer. Lyra grabbed the orb, feeling its warmth and power flow into her. She knew that leaving the chamber now would not be simple. The moment they uncovered Earth's secret, forces beyond their understanding were awakened. Kale whispered, voice shaking. Commander, what do we do now? Lyra looked at her team. Fear was there, but so was determination. We survive. We uncover the rest. And we make sure humans remember who they truly are. The galaxy will not erase us again. Outside, the valley remained silent, hiding its secrets beneath the forest. But deep below, in the heart of the chamber, something stirred. Something ancient. Something that had been waiting for humans to return. And now, the hunt had begun. The valley was silent, almost too silent, as if the forest itself held its breath. Commander Lyra Vance led her team back to the surface, the glowing orb clutched tightly in her hands. Its warmth pulsed like a heartbeat, sending faint vibrations up her arm. She could feel it guiding them, whispering secrets they were not yet ready to understand. Kale followed closely, scanning the surrounding forest. Commander, whatever is down there, it's awake now. The energy readings are off the charts. It's like something is moving beneath Earth itself. Lyra didn't answer. Her mind was full of the images from the orb, humans building cities among the stars, strange machines, and battles she couldn't fully comprehend. We need to find a safe place to study this, she said finally. We cannot stay here. Not yet. If anyone, or anything, follows us, we must be ready. Rhea, ever vigilant, kept her weapon ready. Safe? Lyra, the valley is untouched. But the forest. I've never felt anything like this. We're being watched. I can feel it. They moved quickly, carefully avoiding paths that seemed too obvious. Birds scattered at their approach, but the usual jungle sounds were absent. Even the wind seemed to hesitate, as though unsure whether it was allowed to move. Hours later, they reached a clearing near a river, the perfect spot to set up a temporary base. Toma unpacked the scanning equipment while Kale connected sensors to the orb. It's responding to the environment, Kale said. It's alive in some way, but it's teaching us, showing us patterns, histories. It wants us to understand. Lyra knelt beside the orb, letting its glow wash over her face. It wants us to see who humans really are, she whispered. All of it, the battles, the cities, the technology. Everything the council hid. Suddenly, the air shifted. A low hum rose from the ground, vibrating through their feet. The orb pulsed faster, brighter, almost as if it were afraid. Rhea tightened her grip on her weapon. Commander, something's coming. From the edge of the clearing, dark shapes emerged. They were humanoid but larger, twisted, with glowing eyes and jagged bodies that reflected the faint light. Lyra's stomach dropped. These were not shadows. These were hunters, sentient, dangerous, and drawn by the orb. They know we have it, Kale said, voice tight. They're coming for it. The first of the hunters leapt forward, moving faster than any human could. Rhea fired, energy bolts streaking through the air, but the hunter absorbed the shots, unhurt, and advanced closer. Lyra grabbed a control panel from the orb and activated a defensive pulse. A wave of energy radiated outward, forcing the hunters back. The ground shook violently. Trees bent and snapped under the force. We can't fight them forever, Lyra shouted. We need to move now. Toma led the team along the river, the orb floating between them in a protective energy field. The hunters followed, relentless, their glowing eyes locked on the prize. Every step they took, the jungle seemed to fight them, roots and vines tangling at their feet, almost as if Earth itself was helping, or warning them. Hours passed in a blur. The team barely spoke, each focused on survival. They finally reached a hidden cave at the base of a cliff. Kale's sensors indicated a dormant energy field around it, something ancient and powerful. If we hide here, we can study the orb safely, at least for a little while, he said. Inside the cave, the team set up a perimeter. The orb hovered, casting a soft glow that illuminated strange carvings on the walls, symbols identical to those in the valley chamber. Lyra studied them carefully. These symbols, their instructions, she realized. Not just history, but guidance. Something left for us to find, to survive, to remember. Kale nodded. The orb, it's a key to human history. And maybe, a weapon. Suddenly, the orb's light intensified, images flashing across the cave walls. Lyra saw humans fighting massive alien machines, cities in flames, and starships falling from the sky. But then the images changed, humans working together, creating incredible technology, rising stronger after each battle. It's showing us our strength, Lyra whispered. Humans were never weak. Never knew. We've been here before, and we've survived worse than anything the galaxy could throw at us. Rhea's voice cut through the awe. Commander, they're not leaving. I can hear them outside. They're patient. They know we can't stay hidden forever. The cave trembled again. Small rocks fell from the ceiling. The hunters had found them, and soon, they would breach the entrance. Lyra glanced at her team. Fear was in their eyes, but so was determination. We fight, she said, voice firm. Not just to survive, but to reclaim what was taken from us. Humans were never new, and now, we'll show the galaxy why. The hunters crashed against the cave entrance, energy waves rippling from their bodies. Rhea and Toma opened fire, while Kale tried to unlock the orb's next ability. The orb pulsed, creating shields, energy blasts, and strange force fields that kept the hunters at bay. Lyra grabbed the orb and placed her hand over it. A surge of energy shot through her, visions filling her mind, humans in past civilizations, ancient wars, and incredible technology hidden across the galaxy. The knowledge was overwhelming, but it made her stronger. The hunters hesitated, sensing the power awakening in her. Lyra's heart pounded, but she knew one thing: humans were not the same species the galaxy thought they were. Humans were ancient, powerful, and destined for greatness. The first wave of hunters fell back, retreating for now. But Lyra knew they would return, stronger and more relentless. And when they did, humans would be ready. Outside, the jungle was quiet again, but Lyra knew the calm would not last. Somewhere out there, the galaxy was watching, waiting to see if humans could survive the truth about themselves. And for the first time in her life, Lyra felt the weight of humanity's true legacy, and the terrifying responsibility of leading her species into a future no one else could imagine. The hunt had begun. The cave was quiet now, but the tension was thick. Commander Lyra Vance stood over the orb, its glow illuminating the carved walls. Outside, the jungle seemed peaceful again, but she knew better. The hunters would return, stronger and smarter. The orb had shown them glimpses of humanity's past, but the present demanded action. Kale adjusted the sensors, studying the energy patterns around the orb. "Commander, the orb is more than just a key. It's a repository, knowledge, technology, and power left by humans before. If we can unlock it, we could gain abilities beyond anything the Council has ever imagined." Lyra nodded, determination hardening her expression. "Then we learn. We survive. And we reclaim our place in the galaxy." Toma examined the cave walls, tracing the symbols with her fingers. "These aren't just maps or instructions," she said. "They're schematics. Machines, ships, weapons, all hidden for centuries. Humans built wonders here long before the Council erased our history." Rhea kept watch at the entrance, her eyes scanning the shadows. "I don't like waiting," she muttered. "They'll be back. And next time, they won't just test us, they'll attack." The orb pulsed again, projecting holographic images into the cave. Lyra saw massive starships, humans operating strange devices, and battles against creatures that seemed impossible. But then she saw something that made her blood run cold: humans being hunted by unknown enemies. They weren't just hiding history, they were hiding from a force far older and more dangerous than any council could control. Kale's voice broke the silence. "Commander, these enemies, they're still out there. And now they know we're awake." Lyra clenched her fists. "Then we make them regret it. If humans were never meant to be new, we'll prove it. We'll survive. And we'll fight back." The cave trembled suddenly. The ground shook violently, rocks falling from the ceiling. The hunters had returned, not just a few, but dozens. Their glowing eyes reflected the orb's light as they advanced, moving with terrifying speed and coordination. "Defensive positions!" Lyra shouted. Rhea and Toma opened fire, energy blasts tearing through the shadows, but the hunters absorbed the attacks, unaffected. Kale activated the orb, sending out a wave of protective energy that knocked several hunters back. Lyra reached for the orb, feeling its warmth surge through her. The images from before returned, showing humans using advanced technology to manipulate energy, gravity, and time. The power was incredible, but dangerous. "We have to use it," Lyra said. "All of it. We can't just survive, we have to strike." The orb responded to her command. Energy streams shot outward, forming barriers and weapons in their hands. Rhea wielded energy blades that shimmered in the dim light, while Toma controlled drones that fired with deadly precision. Even Kale, normally hesitant, commanded shields and blasts of light that pushed the hunters back. Lyra felt herself changing too. Strength, speed, awareness, all heightened. The orb connected to something deep inside her, awakening memories she didn't know she had. Humans had fought like this before, conquered impossible odds, and survived the galaxy's deadliest threats. The hunters faltered, sensing the power they faced. Lyra didn't hesitate. She led a charge, her team moving like a single, unstoppable force. The cave erupted in light and energy as humans fought with a strength they had never realized they possessed. But even as they pushed the hunters back, a new sound echoed from deep within the cave, mechanical, deliberate, and massive. Something far larger than the hunters was awakening. Lyra froze, realizing this was no ordinary enemy. Kale whispered, voice trembling. "Commander, the orb, it's showing me something. A city, buried beneath the planet, and it's alive." Lyra's eyes widened. "Alive? You mean like the chamber, or?" "The entire city," Kale said. "It's a machine. A living network. It was built to protect humans, or to destroy them if necessary. I don't know which." The hunters screeched, retreating slightly as the cave floor vibrated. The orb pulsed furiously, projecting a holographic map of Earth's underground. There, beneath mountains, oceans, and forests, the outlines of an enormous, self-contained city appeared. Energy flowed through it like blood through veins, connecting every structure, every device, every weapon. This is the heart of Earth's past," Lyra said, voice trembling. "And now it's awake. It's responding to us." A massive shadow loomed at the cave entrance. One of the hunters, larger than the rest, stepped forward. Its eyes glowed brighter, and its voice resonated in their minds. "You awaken what was buried. Humans, you were not meant to rise again. Leave now, or perish." Lyra looked at her team. Fear was there, but so was resolve. "We don't leave," she said firmly. "We fight. We survive. And we uncover the truth of humanity, no matter the cost." The orb flared, sending waves of energy through the cave. Symbols on the walls glowed with power, and the hunters staggered under its force. Lyra felt the connection deepen, memories of humans long gone filling her mind, battles fought, civilizations built, and enemies defeated. "This is just the beginning," Lyra whispered. "We've survived before. We'll survive again. And when the galaxy sees what humans truly are, it will never underestimate us again." The largest hunter roared, retreating slightly, as if sensing the rising power of the humans. Outside, the jungle remained calm, hiding the secrets below. But deep underground, in the heart of Earth's ancient city, something stirred, a force that had been waiting for humans to awaken. And now, the true test was about to begin. The jungle above was quiet, but deep below, the ancient city of Earth was waking. Commander Lyra Vance led her team into the hidden passage Kale had discovered. The orb hovered before her, pulsing with energy, almost like it was alive. Every step they took echoed through the tunnels, a reminder that they were venturing into a place no human had walked for centuries. Kale's scanners lit up, showing pathways, chambers, and structures beneath the surface. "This city, it's enormous," he whispered. "Not just a city, Commander. It's a fortress. And it's alive. It responds to us. To our thoughts, our fears, our courage." Toma traced her fingers along the walls, marveling at the carvings. "Look at this. These are not just symbols. They're instructions. Machines, weapons, starships. Humans built all of this long before the Council said we existed." Rhea kept her weapon ready, scanning the shadows. "And someone, or something, is still guarding it. I can feel it. We're not alone down here." Lyra nodded. "Then we move carefully. We study, we learn, and we survive. This city holds the truth of humanity. And if the hunters return, we will be ready." They descended deeper, entering a massive chamber. The walls glowed faintly, powered by an energy they could feel pulsing through the air. At the center was a colossal structure, a control hub that seemed to breathe. Its surface shimmered, reflecting the orb's light, and strange symbols rotated along its sides. Lyra stepped forward, placing her hand on the structure. The moment she touched it, images filled her mind, humans building civilizations across galaxies, fighting impossible enemies, creating machines that bent reality itself. She gasped. This is our history," she whispered. "This is what the Council erased. Humans were never new. We were everywhere, and we built wonders. Kale studied the readings. The energy here, it's alive. It can interact with us. The city is connected to the orb. Together, they can awaken human potential. Skills, strength, knowledge, everything we need to survive. Before Lyra could respond, a tremor shook the chamber. The hunters had arrived again, their glowing eyes fixed on the team. But this time, the city seemed ready. Energy walls rose from the floor, forming barriers and channels that guided humans' movements and blocked the hunters' path. Rhea raised her weapon. It's like the city is fighting with us. Toma activated the orb, sending beams of light and energy through the tunnels. The hunters were pushed back, screeching in frustration. Lyra felt power surge through her. She moved faster, stronger, more aware than ever before. Humans had fought and survived worse, and now, that strength was awakening within her and her team. Kale projected a map from the orb, showing multiple sections of the city. There's a central core. That's where the main power source is. If we reach it, we can unlock the city's full potential, maybe even fight back the hunters completely. Lyra nodded. Then that's our goal. We push forward. We uncover the full truth of humanity. They moved through the tunnels, facing traps, puzzles, and remnants of ancient defense systems. Each challenge tested their skills, their courage, and their resolve. The orb guided them, revealing memories and knowledge from humans long gone. They learned to manipulate energy, control machines, and fight with precision beyond anything the Council had taught them. Hours passed, and the team reached the final chamber, the central core. It was massive, glowing with energy that seemed to stretch into infinity. Symbols floated around them, spinning and rearranging themselves, reacting to their presence. Kale whispered, awe in his voice. This is the heart of the city, the source of all human power on Earth. If we can activate it fully, humans will rise stronger than ever before. But just as Lyra approached, the largest hunter, the one who had warned them before, appeared at the chamber entrance. Its voice resonated in their minds. You cannot awaken what was buried. Humans were meant to remain forgotten. Leave now, or be destroyed. Lyra looked at her team. Fear flickered in their eyes, but so did determination. We don't leave. We survive. We fight. And we take back what belongs to us. The orb pulsed violently. Energy surged through the chamber, forming weapons, shields, and even platforms beneath their feet. Lyra felt herself changing further. Strength, speed, awareness, everything enhanced. Humans had survived before. They could survive again. The hunters attacked, but this time, the humans were ready. Rhea's blades cut through the shadows, Toma's drones struck with deadly precision, and Kale controlled waves of energy that knocked the hunters off balance. Lyra led the charge, her connection with the orb and city guiding every move. The chamber shook violently as the central core responded to their presence. Energy streams rose, forming bridges and walls, attacking the hunters with controlled precision. It was not just a fight. It was humans reclaiming their birthright, the legacy of a species the galaxy had underestimated. Lyra gritted her teeth, shouting, humans were never new. We were always here. And now, we rise again. The hunters faltered, retreating for the moment, sensing the growing power of the humans. But Lyra knew they would return, stronger and deadlier. Outside, the jungle remained calm, hiding the secrets below. But deep inside the heart of the ancient city, humans were awakening. Knowledge, strength, and history flowed into them. The battle was far from over, but for the first time, Lyra and her team understood their true power. And now, the stage was set for the final confrontation, the moment that would decide the fate of humans, Earth, and the galaxy itself. The central core of the ancient city pulsed with energy, bright enough to illuminate the tunnels and chambers for miles. Commander Lyra Vance stood at the center, the orb hovering before her, radiating warmth and power. She felt it coursing through her, connecting her to humans across time, past, present, and future. Kale, Toma, and Rhea flanked her, their weapons and devices glowing with energy. They were no longer just humans. They were the legacy of a species that had been buried, erased, and underestimated. Outside, the hunters gathered. Not just the ones they had fought before, but dozens more, larger and stronger, their eyes glowing with malice. And above them all, something stirred, the true enemy. A massive, ancient war machine, buried for centuries, had awakened along with the city. Its voice resonated in their minds, deep and terrifying. Humans, you were never meant to awaken. You were meant to remain forgotten. Now, you will be destroyed. Lyra stepped forward, the orb pulsing in response. You underestimated us, she said firmly. Humans were never new. We were always here. And we will survive. Kale projected energy shields around them, forming a protective barrier. Toma activated the drones, which shot beams of concentrated light at the hunters. Rhea's blade sliced through the air, cutting down any who got too close. The war machine moved, colossal and unstoppable. Its energy waves shook the city, tearing through tunnels and walls. But the orb reacted, sending streams of energy to counteract its attacks. Lyra felt the power of the city flow into her. She could see the network of machines, weapons, and energy channels that humans had built long ago. We can use it, Lyra said. The city is alive. It's on our side. We control it. The orb glowed brighter than ever. Lyra reached out, placing her hand on the central core. Images flashed before her eyes, humans operating incredible machines, traveling between stars, fighting impossible odds. Every memory, every battle, every invention was now hers to command. Energy surged through the chamber, and the humans moved as one with the city. Platforms rose beneath their feet, weapons appeared in their hands, and the hunters found themselves blocked, pushed back by invisible walls of force. The war machine roared, sending a massive pulse of energy toward them. Lyra raised her hand, and the orb responded. A shield of light erupted, absorbing the attack and redirecting it toward the hunters. One by one, the shadows were blasted away, falling back into the tunnels from which they came. Kale shouted, "Commander! The orb, it's showing me something else. Coordinates, deep beneath the planet. Another power source. If we activate it, we can fully awaken the city, and defeat the machine." Lyra nodded. "Then we move. Now." They ran through the tunnels, the orb guiding them, the city itself shifting and opening pathways. The hunters tried to follow, but every step was blocked by energy barriers, falling rocks, and traps. The city awakened. At last, they reached a massive chamber, larger than any they had seen. At its center was a second core, glowing with pure energy. Lyra approached, placing her hands on it. The orb merged with the core, sending waves of light through the entire city. The war machine screeched in anger, pounding the tunnels with massive arms, but the city responded. Energy beams struck it from all directions, dismantling its armor and breaking its control over the hunters. Lyra felt power surge through her, her team, and every human connected through the orb. The city was alive, and it was fighting alongside them. Together, humans and the city struck the war machine with concentrated energy blasts, shattering it piece by piece. The hunters shrieked and fled, broken and leaderless. The jungle above returned to silence. For the first time in centuries, Earth was free of the shadows that had hunted humans, and humans themselves had awakened to their true legacy. Breathing heavily, Lyra looked at her team. "We've done it," she whispered. "We survived. We fought. And now, we remember." Kale studied the orb. "This is just the beginning. Humans are no longer forgotten. The galaxy will see us now, for what we truly are." Toma smiled, her eyes shining. "We have power, knowledge, and the history of our species. We can rebuild, explore, and protect Earth. Humans were never new, and we never will be." Rhea sheathed her blades, nodding. "And if anyone comes to challenge us, we will be ready." Lyra placed her hand on the orb once more. Images of humans across galaxies, building civilizations, exploring stars, and fighting enemies filled her mind. The power of the past, combined with the present, created a force that no one could ignore. Humans had awakened. Humans were alive. And humanity's story was no longer hidden. Outside, Earth glowed under the light of distant stars. The planet that humans had thought was new was, in truth, ancient, powerful, and full of secrets waiting to be revealed. The galaxy would never underestimate humanity again. And deep underground, the city hummed with life, ready to guide humans toward their destiny, one that would shape the stars themselves. The awakening was complete.